Perfect. So we're starting to get everyone in the room. But while people start joining, it is a pleasure to count on UM6G for this webinar, for this synchronous session of the Pulse course. As you know, Pulse is an entrepreneurial project. It's a capacity building project in the field of entrepreneurship. And we count on UM6P, one of the best universities in Morocco, to lead us on this matter. They're great experts. And today we have Issam Amrani, that is joining us from UM6P. So I'll let him introduce himself, and he'll be our leader and our teacher for today. So please, Issam, the floor is yours.
Hello, everybody. I'm so pleased to be here with you in this session again with the UM6P and Pulse program. Today, we are going to talk about a topic that is essential in every entrepreneurial journey. It is not about the planning, it is not about what entrepreneurship is, but it is about what to do or what happened after everything go as not planned, as not we planned. So it is actually how we can fail fast and how we can learn faster and how we can embrace our mistakes. So a quick introduction. I am the leader and the creative director for a Fletch brand consultancy. So I'm an entrepreneur myself. I've been through so many failures during my journey. I've been doing this for more than 14 years now as an entrepreneur. I've seen a lot of things, and and beside that, I'm also a trainer and teacher in entrepreneurship, and also a member of the UM6P incubators, and helping also startups, students, and entrepreneurs in general in their entrepreneurial journey. So let's embrace this journey by saying that this is not a theoretical, it's not a lecture. It is mainly a discussion, and it is a way how we can, it is not a session where we are going to see who's right or wrong. It is mainly a discussion, and we are going to see some examples all together. So this is what we are going to learn in this session. We are going to understand what is resilience as a core entrepreneurial and teachable skill. We are not here to teach you what resilience is, but to explore this skill and how we can teach it also to the students. We are going to explore how people recover from setbacks through a lot of methods, through adaptation, through reflection, and we are going to apply the FAIL framework in order to turn this mistakes, if I should say, into opportunities and learning moments. And at the end, we are going to design a safe to fail activities that will help us build this resilience and grow the mindset of learning, or of learning from our mistakes in the mindset of the students or the learners. So I wanted to ask, first of all, are you ready for that? Because it is sometimes when we are talking about failure, about mistakes, it's quite easy to talk about it. So here we go. Are you ready?
Yes, we are.
Good, very well. So let me start with a question, and I need your interaction here. I need to hear from you guys about this topic. What's the mistake that made you better? We all been through mistakes. We all been through hardship. I want to learn from you. What's a mistake that made you better in your life, in your entrepreneurial journey, in your teaching journey? I mean, it doesn't need to be related to any field, but how a mistake made you better.
Hi. Hello.
Hello.
How are you doing,
Hello,
Mr.
Selva.
Issam? Hi,
Hello,
everyone.
Selva.
Great, Salwa. How are you
Nice
doing? Good?
to hear from you and to see you. I will open my camera so I can say hello to everyone. Happy to see you again and to meet you again.
Same
Sorry
here.
for the week before I was in a business trip, so I couldn't reach you. But
It's okay.
hopefully this time I can get it. So to answer to your question, what's a mistake that made me better? It's the kind of mistakes where I did learn a lot about the persons in
Okay.
front of me. What I understood in my experiences in life, often the problem starts because of misunderstandings between people, because of problems of communication, or maybe sometimes it's just the way to say things. So I learned a lot about people, about the persons through these mistakes. This is what I wanted to share from my point of view and my own experience. Thank you.
Thank you, Salwa. Thank you. Yeah. Anyone else? I need to hear more answers so we can learn all together. So from my side, as a trainer and as an entrepreneur, we were launching in the business back in like 10 years from now or so on. We were launching a big brand in the Moroccan market. And it was like a big company launching a new product in Morocco, but launching a new category. And within the marketing and advertising services, there is so much going on. There is so many ideas. There's so many pressure. There's so many budget is put on. I remember it was a budget about $1 million was at stake, and the idea was to launch something new. Long story short, we launched the product with all what we knew as the best practices we will do. And then after the launch, we found out that we did a mistake in several aspects, be it from the formula used, be it from the pricing point. I'm talking about the product you all know. I'm talking about Fairy, for example. The Fairy is a brand when we wanted to launch it. The first launch, we made a lot of mistakes as a team, not as an agency team, but as team. The team was from the agency team, from the client team, from the global team, and it was a mistake about the formula and about also how we are going to price this. And thank God we did this mistake at first at lunch, because we learned so many things, and the product become one of the best products used by customers till today. So sometimes this mistake can open doors to a new learnings, to a new things, to adjust the path, and also it helps you create something new. Okay, so behind every mistake lies a lesson, and behind all that is a new version of you. So the idea here is not to be afraid of making a mistake or fail, but the idea is by doing so, you will discover a new version of yourself. And this is where all the magic starts. So basically, why is that? What happens when we fall? I mean, when we fall, what happened exactly? So I want you to picture two objects that are falling at the same height. And here we are talking about a bouncing ball, a ball, and like a stone. So they fall exactly the same, from the same height. There's the same gravity. But the two objects, one bounces back higher and the other hits hard and stays down. So why is that? Why is that? Why this change in it is the same thing, it's the same height, as I said, the same gravity, the same circumstances, but each object reacts differently. Okay? Why? Because we all fail. But what defines us is not really what happened now, but how will you react to this failure? I mean, and this is where the word resilience comes from. It is not about avoiding the failure or avoiding the impact, but it is all about how we are going to behave after this fall. And the example of the tennis ball here is very relevant. So the idea is to fall and react differently to the falling process. Okay, so what makes this behavior is one magic word, which is resilience. So in our context, the resilience, what does resilience mean? It means a lot of things. It means flexibility of mind, and it means also to learn fast. You know, when we act forward, basically we are going a level up. It may sound critical, it may sound different, it might sound crazy, but when we don't return to the same level, we rebound higher. Why? Because we learned something in the process. Okay, and this is the beauty of things. Once we learn that it is actually a learning, I mean, we want to fail very often so we can learn more in the process. Okay, so I want to reframe this, that we as a trainers, our role is to help them bounce back, is to help them develop this thinking process and this experiment. Let us, as an individuals, as teachers, how to transmit this to our students and let them experiment, let them reflect, let them adapt, let them be a ball rather than a rock. It is within the behavior. What is your behavior after this fall? Okay, so what makes some people more resilient than the others? So this is, I want to ask you this question in your opinion. What makes some people act like a ball and some act like a rock? And I need your opinion here. In your opinion, what makes us balls or rocks?
I would say that is a tolerance to failure. Like more and more for younger generations is becoming harder to develop tolerance to failure. So if you're not able to fail, if you don't cope and deal with failure properly, you're not resilient, because inevitably you're going to fail. Like you're going to have problems. And if you cannot manage that, you're not resilient. That's my opinion.
Exactly. Yes.
If I can get the word, I was going to say also the same, the tolerance, but also the fact of being with an open-minded state, and also to work on its ego. The ego is a big problem. When we work on it, we understand that to fail, or to have such experiences is regular and normal in the life experience. Is with these failures that we can learn new things, we can develop skills, and we can level up. So for me, it should be like this. So we should work also on our ego. Thank you.
Yes.
Some people are participating on the chat as well.
Okay.
So Naima says, when people don't lower their arms and look at the positive aspects of their progress, despite of the shock of previous failure. In French. That was my translation.
Exact. So I should say that the word is resilience, and the resilience means flexibility plus speed of learning. So this is what resilience is at the end. It's flexibility and speed of learning. And we, as a trainers, we need to build elastic thinkers. Okay? So I'm going to say that what makes some people more resilient than others is 3 points. First is a combination of three capacities that can be trained. First is the mindset. And when we talk about the mindset, is how we interpret what happens, how we process it. Okay? The second one is reflection. How can we make it stick? How can we make sense of it? And the final point is adaptability and how we can respond to that failure and how we can move forward. So basically, these are the combination of these capabilities that will help us or that make shape of this resilient person. So in the mindset and belief, a growth mindset helps us really view the challenges not as the end of the road, but as an opportunities. Okay, and it needs to be seen as an opportunity to learn, as an opportunity also. It's not a threat. Yes, Mr. Majdi? I think Mr. Majdi is raising his hand. You want to share something with us?
Hello, everyone. Thank you for giving me the word. Thank you, sir. If you allow to me, I want just add something, please. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. So resilience is not something that people are simply born with it. It's never been like this. It is built over time through experience, mindset, and the way we respond to challenges. That's what resilience it's all about. While everyone face difficult, some people manage to adapt, to recover, to rebuild, to reclaim their position in their professional way or personal way, and even grow from them. Understanding what makes these people more resilient help and develop the same skills in ourselves and the others. And this is what the trainer or professional trainer need to do. Since he began to stand in front of the students, they need to be a role model, not just a teacher who will just transmit his information, his knowledge, and he will share it with the others. He needs to prove a point that we should never give up. Thank you so much.
Exactly. Thank you. Thank you for your words. I mean, it is completely true, because this is our role as a trainers. We need to shape a new mindset. We need to shape thinkers. And resilience, as you stated, Mr. Majdi, and thank you for the transition. Resilience is a system. It is not a talent. So yes, it's a system that needs to be put onto tests. So in the mindset and beliefs, we need to have a growth mindset that will help us see these challenges, I mean, as opportunities, not threats, mainly, okay? We need to foster optimism also, because when we focus on things and we are optimistic, great things happen. We are ready to learn. We are ready to maintain and control ourselves facing uncertainty. And finally, the sense of purpose. If we have a purpose in our lives, if we have a purpose on why we are doing what we are doing, it means the setbacks are only a new phase or a new it's like a race. When you find the race, when you are jumping over the blocks, it's just another block you need to pass. Okay? So having a why gives you a meaning and gives meaning to these challenges and keep us motivated. I remember when I was, when I still coaching so many startups, so many startups choose to pivot after, for example, a launch, after a test, after a customer discovery. And why is that? Because they are so optimistic and they have a growth mindset and they have a big sense of purpose. Because for them, the journey is more important than the result. Okay, so let's go to the second one, which is reflection and experience. When we talk about reflection and experience, it is each failure become a sense of lesson, but not a scar. And this is very important because most of us, when we fail, we see it as a scar. We remember the scar, but we didn't remember the new version of us. And it is a reflective practice. So you need to intentionally see what happens and understand what worked and what didn't. So when we have this reflection and experience thread, it helps us really move to the next stage. Okay? Then comes the cognitive flexibility, which is the adaptability. So this is what I was saying. One of my mentees, I remember, was working really on a project that was completely very well done with every his prototype. He found out that the customers didn't respond well to what he does. You know what he told me? He told me that I'm not doing entrepreneurship in order to succeed, but in order to help customers. If the customers find out that this is not good, I will make it good for them to make it work. And this was a big push for me, and I congratulate him for the mindset he has and for the adaptability and problem-solving skills he had as an entrepreneur, as a young entrepreneur. So guess what? He changed things, he pivots, and later on in the next 2 years, he gets a big funding to start the real prototype, and he moved forward. So the cognitive flexibility and the adaptability, and also how we see this as a problem solving tactique more than a problem itself. So it helps us also seek creative alternatives, but not searching for quick fixes. Okay, so this kind of things really help us overcome this first shock, because at first it is a shock. So within all that, let me take you through something very interesting. Let me take you through the emotional journey behind every growth. Okay, resilience lives in the dip. Lives in the dip. So what is a dip? There is, by the way, there is a great book that I really urge you to read if you didn't before. Is the name of the book is The Dip by Seth Godin. It is a masterpiece, and it helps us really understand when to continue and when to pivot, actually. So if you could have the chance to read this book, it's not like a small, tiny book, but is full of wisdom and full of great things. It is called The Dip by Seth Godin. So resilience lives in the dip, and we are going to see how this articulates. So what we need to learn is growth never follows a straight line. So the growth line is ups and downs. Every learning journey moves through every emotional stage. There are emotional stages, okay, that are shaping our growth. It is never a thin line. It is never a straight line. It is always moving ups and downs. And this represents the curve of the growth, and we can see how scientifically we go through this emotional stages. First stage is excitement. We are excited to do new things. I've got this. I will do this. I will change this. I will make great products. Okay? This is the first phase, which is we are really excited. We have energy. We are optimistic. Okay? Then we move to the dot, where we are going to see it is, wait, it is hard than I imagined or than I thought. It is harder. And here is where the doubt is taken over. Then comes the next stage, which is the frustration. Nothing is working. And we all remember, and I personally remember this course of action. When we come to the frustration, we see that everything is going totally wrong. Until we have an insight, we talk to a customer, we talk to another founder, we are mentored, we read an interesting article, and this is where the insight or the ignition comes out. And this is where we say, yeah, now I see what went wrong. Now I see what want to work. Okay? And this is where the confidence get back. And this is where we can say, okay, here I can do this differently next time. So to break this down, excitement is energy and optimism. Doubt is the first cracks in confidence. This is where your confidence is taking a hit. And then comes the frustration, where the emotional is very low, and the rock moments, if you can picture it, happens. Okay? And then, you know, as I said, when we talk to a mentor, when we make a research, or when we conduct a customer discovery, we reflect on things, and we see that meaning emerge. What's the insight? This is the tipping point. This is the changing, of course. And this is where the confidence came back and renewed to a motivation built on one thing, built on learning. So let's discuss together of a project in a classroom or experiment. Tell us about this curve. What does it mean to you as trainers, as persons, as husbands, as wives, as, you know? Tell us about this curve in your daily routine. Yes, Mrs. Insaf.
Yeah, thank you, Issam. Before talking about the relationship of this curve with my daily life, I will just to add the points. It's about the part of excitement and part of confidence. Lately, I just learned about something it's huge, which is the difference between motivation and discipline. So generally, when we start something like a new project, like something, for example, we start going to the gym or any other things that we're gonna start it. So there is a motivation which does not last for very long. So that's the type of, you talked about it. This is the excitement that we have just at the beginning. But as we go through the different steps of that curve, we gonna find out ourselves in the part of the confidence. So here, when we are disciplined with the thing that we are doing, so we are no longer relying on the excitement, on the feeling that we get from the starting of something, but we get it from the discipline that we have on that thing. And also we're gonna experience the different steps, like the doubt, like the frustration, and we're gonna find out that this thing that we're gonna start it has some huge advantages, and we're gonna discipline ourselves to do it more and more. So that's what I want to add.
Thank you, Insaf. It's very insightful. Yes, and we can see this also in when a new year comes out. It is always, you know, I'm going to do this and that, but you know, it is good. It is always a way to start over, and this is where the excitement begins. And
Yes.
the people that go till the confidence are the ones who go through the whole process.
Mhm.
And this is
Exactly.
where things are getting interesting. And this is where you, as we say, enjoy the journey as a journey. Okay? Anyone else? Yes, Salwa.
Thank you, Mr. Issam. I will add just one thing. For me, this curve is, I mean, we face it every day. I will add just one word to this. In my personal experiences, I will add fate. When you really, you are, you get this fate on what you want to do. Of course, you will experience all these curves. But as far as you know, it is possible. So you can face it more easily. It is still hard, but you make it, and knowing what you are doing, while you are putting the effort, why you will be, let's say, more patient to get out of this curve and to realize the objective. So I will add the faith. For me, it's personally in my personal experiences and also with my students, when we add this, it gives them somehow a superpower. I don't know how to explain. It's in the heart. Of course, it's difficult to say with words. It's not really rational,
Yes.
but somehow it gives energy, and it gives you this power to continue and to be sure that it's gonna be okay at the end. Voila, thank you.
Absolutely, absolutely, Salwa. Thank you. It is an important ingredient also to keep us doing what we are doing, to keep us working. It's our fuel at the end of the day. And we say that this is what means to happen, and I need to do it. I want to share with you an experience that I just came across lately within this curve. As you know, most of you, I'm teaching entrepreneurship in a center, and within my students, there is different groups. So I have five groups or six groups, sorry. Five of them are more into, they already learn and they have such a level, and they already did some research. And the course is in English with a French speaker. So, I do this in purpose in order to make them really, because the terms are in English, and also to make them also practice the language. So five groups are quite advanced, and they are like at the second year after back. But I have one group which are mainly some kind of mechanics. So they come from a different word, they come from a different learning. And at first, I was excited because I'm going to introduce entrepreneurship to a larger group, to a larger persons with a different background. From the first session, I was excited. I told them about entrepreneurship and all this stuff, and I see some faces that are at first they were like, okay, what's this kind of course? We are learning in Saturday. We don't want to come in a Saturday morning. And then the doubt keeps on taking me. How can I make this class really engaging? How can I make this course engaging for these guys that are coming from a different background that I'm used to as a trainer? And as they are used to come like to really to learn about something about mechanics. So entrepreneurship for them is something coming from the future. So it was the doubt and frustration phase where I say that, okay, maybe this is not the right audience for this content. And finally, I said, okay, the insight came out. When I asked them, why did you do mechanics? They said that they love cars. They love to fix them. They love to see the customer happy that his car is reborn. And I said, I get the insight. In order to make them love this course, I'm going to title it most probably and most effectively within the automotive, within the garage, within the environment automotive. So the insight was to stick the course with the automotive and with the vehicles so they can picture it right, so they can feel it, so they can put themselves in the shoes of, as a customer, they can visualize them as not as a mechanic, but as a holder or an owner of a mechanic workshop. And this is where things get in more interesting, because every activity, every example, we went even through exposing a case study of Tesla, and I saw the brilliance and you know the fireworks in their eyes, because they are learning something new within something they already know. And this is what my experience with this with this shape, and you know, it was like it's new. It's like 3 months ago, something like this. And they were the first to come to the session, even if it is a session at 9 o'clock in Saturdays. They were happy to come because they pictured what they will learn. So excitement, as we said, it is energy and optimism. Doubt, its first cracks into the confidence. And frustration is the emotional low. And insights also meanings that meaning emerge. Confidence also renewed motivation. So our role, as we said, as trainers, is not to search for perfect answers, but to normalize this shape. Not to avoid it, but in order to make them or to take the learnings through this curve. And this is where reflection and feedback and also the mindset is key to have them react to this thing. So now, how can we take this curve and understand it and applying the right mindset and reflection in order to turn this into a fuel, into an energy? Okay, so in entrepreneurship and in life, and this is common, failure is data. We learn things. And what matters is not the fall, but how are we going to follow up this fall? Okay, and this is the meaning, or this is the turning point when we understand that the failure is data, and we understand that what matters is not the exact time when we fall, but rather it is what matters more is what coming next. It can help us really see things differently. And this is where the fail framework is about. So the fail framework is a framework used in order to fail fast without reflection is a chaos. But this framework gives you a structure. So it is a strong transition. It is a strong way, and it is the perfect time to reflect. And the fail framework here is a reflection engine. It is not a slogan. It is not a word we say, but it is like a motto, like a framework. Okay, so the fail framework stands for F stands for face, A stands for analyze, I is for integrate, and L is for leverage. So this is what fail means exactly, or how we are going to interact with fail. With fail. Okay, so let's break this down. Face it. First of all, the first thing we need to do when we fail as a framework or as a new step is to face what happened, is to face it honestly, acknowledge it without ego, as Salwa said, without ego. So we need to acknowledge what happened without excuses, without denial, without saying that I failed because of X, Y, Z, but expose the real reasons why this happened. When a startup launched a new app feature, so instead of hiding it, okay, we ask, we can ask, for example, the users to understand why they didn't use it. Okay, so what we need to do is accept this first step of learning. This is the first step of learning. We need to face what happens honestly. We need to face it honestly. We need to put our ego aside and try to understand and face, okay, this happens. How am I going to act about it? Okay? The second phase is analyze. So here is the first learning experience. It's how to examine causes. What happened generally when we fail is we are seeking it's the fault of whom? Who is the responsible of that? And this is the wrong thing to do. We need to analyze it. We need to examine causes, not faults. As an example, a social enterprise loses partners, and the team reviewing its partnership model and discovers unclear value proposition rather than a person. In this example, it is the value proposition which is the cause. So, in order to analyze well, we do not need to find a scapegoat. Comme on dit en arabe, كبش الفداء. The thing here is to analyze the causes and examine them. And this is where frustration is turned into insights, into, okay, this is what really happens. I need to fix this part. I need to do this. I need to do that. I do not need to fire the manager or to fire the person who is operating this task, because firing him will not make you move, sorry. Okay? So rather than focusing on the faults or on the problems or in the persons who did the mistake, we need to focus on analyzing and examining the cause of our failure. And this is where frustrations really melt into insights and into a bright of the solution. I is integrate the learning, turn this insight into an understanding, into a method, into a system on how you do things later on. Okay? So after a week of a class engagement, for example, you realize that the course you are preparing is mainly in text and polycops and all this stuff, but you realize that visuals will help the students understand the ideas or the difficult ideas. So the integration part is to integrate pictures, videos, and interactive tools into your next course in order to make it really engaging for your class. So integration, it is to embody the learning. It is embedding it into your next move. It can be the next time you see your clients, the next course of action. And this is where integration is important in a new way forward. And finally, the L, leverage it forward. Use this new insight. Innovate, to improve, to share. Sometimes when we are into a session with my fellow teachers and trainers, we always have like a 10 minutes to each one of us to tell us what are the challenges he was facing and how he overcome these challenges. We always take like 5 to 10 minutes to really have these insights and turn it into integrated in our way of sharing knowledge. So after refining the pitch and I saw this live, this example is a real life example within the UM6P last showcase. So before the showcase, the team came to us, Monters, and he showed us as an investors, also as a first session, the pitch. And some investors, they ask some questions. And they made this team really embarrassing that they didn't get something wrong. The next year, they changed all the pitch and they secured the funding Why? Because they integrated all the things that didn't happen. They leverage it forward. They put it into the new pitch. And the same investors who once declined them, give them a funding. So as a lesson, the leverage turns mistakes or past mistakes into momentum, into something you can build on. And this is where the framework is important. So let's see now how this model is building resilience. So fail, what does it fail? The fail framework I'm talking here is emotional regulation plus critical thinking plus adaptability. This is what the fail framework give us, or what does it equal? Is regulating the emotional, and add on that, on top of that, critical thinking and adaptability. There's someone raising his hand. Please go ahead.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Hi, Mrs. Hi, Mr. Issam. I'm Rashida from Ballota.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you very much. Okay, Doc, thank you for your explication. I would like to add something that resilience is not also analyzing mistakes, but we should analyzing mistakes without blame. And we should use it with optimism. Not, I mean, we should use it like a lesson. Okay? And also, I said that the failure is becoming temporary. It's not all the time. Okay?
Exactly.
And we should take it like a chance to learn, not as a proof of inability. Okay.
Exactly.
That's why we find someone is very, very resilient than others. This quality is built from experiencing. Okay. So that's why that's okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Issam.
Thank you, Rashida. Thank you so much for this. Thank you for your words, and thank you for your insights. Exactly. So what makes things, what makes people more resilient than others is completely the mindset and the ability to move forward. So the fail model, it builds resilience because it regulates emotions and adds on some critical thinking and adaptability to that. So let's summarize. Face it builds what we call a self-awareness. Okay? It helps us be aware of what happened. It let us not put the mistake as emotionally, but regulate the emotion and really see what happens, and builds what we call self-awareness. Okay? Analyze it, builds objectivity. We are objective. It is not about the failure itself. We are objective. We see really what went wrong, not who is mistaken. Okay? Integrated, it builds a growth mindset. And we know that the growth mindset is the fuel for every entrepreneur or everyone or every learner. Leverage it. What it does, it builds confidence through action. Okay? So in our next we are going to, if you like, we are going to put this framework into action. And this is where I invite you to a workshop activity where we can apply the fail framework to a scenario. So let me describe for you the scenario, and let's take like 5-10 minutes to have your participation and answers. It is like an activity. I encourage you to do it all in order to apply the fail framework and see the fail framework in action. So the scenario is a young startup called Artify launched an online learning application that connects traditional artisans with digital design tutorials and local buyers. It is a platform that connects, artisans and designers, digital designers, and local buyers. So for 3 months, what happened is fewer than 200 active users. They got only 200 users instead of a target of 3,000 users. So it is a significant low number of users. The reviews, what they said, too technical, not relevant to my craft. The marketing budget almost gone. And the investors, they express doubts about the product, the market fit, and all that. So the team feels discouraged and divided. Some wants to keep pushing ads, advertising, and others suggest shutting down. This is the situation. The actual situation is that. So the task, we can do it in small groups or whatever you want, or anyone can raise his hand. So we are not in person, so we cannot form groups. What I suggest is think about the scenario in 5 minutes, and then let's reloop on that. So in a small group, or every one of you, use the FAIL framework to help this startup turn the setbacks into a learning pivot. Okay?
We can do breakout rooms, or we can either do breakout rooms, or
yes, it will be perfect.
we can solve it.
Yes, that would be awesome. Yeah.
Insa, are you?
Yes, Enrique.
Can you do breakout rooms? It's on the 3 points.
Okay, so
it's on the menu.
Yeah, okay. How many rooms are we gonna creating? Maybe
so we are a total of 24. You can have let's say 4 rooms of 5, or 5 rooms of 5.
Yeah. Yes.
5 rooms of 5.
Okay.
And 1 of 4 with 24. We'll have someone else joining right now.
On doit laisser les participants choisir la salle. We're gonna give the participants the ability to choose their room.
Put it automatic.
Okay,
automatically. Good. And then everyone will get a message to join the breakout room.
I think it's done.
Okay.
So I will be in room 3, I think.
Yes.
Okay.
Should I stop and join, right?
Yes, and in SAF, you need to stay on the big room, and then you keep, then at one point you can close the rooms. You can have your...
So I have now a pop-up say that Insaf is inviting you to the room. So I have 2 options, not now or stop and join.
You can join one of the rooms, but Insaf needs to stay.
Okay.
So that
I'm here. I wouldn't join any room.
I'm joining room 3.
Okay. And Insaf, you stay.
Yes.
And then there you go. People are joining. You stay, and people go to the room. If someone is not paying attention, I'll stay here with you. Okay, Insaf, just in case.
Okay, thank you so much.
See, I see some people joining.
Yes, I invited the people in room 3 because I think that no one has joined yet. So can you please join? And also people in room 5. So maybe we're gonna wait for people to join the rooms and do the exercise. Maybe we're gonna give like 10 minutes for this.
Yes. I think that's okay.
Okay.
Hello again.
Hello, Mr. Issam. How are you?
Hello. How are you? Good, Sonia. You good?
Yes. Fine. And you?
Just one
Alhamdulillah.
thing,
Nice
I'm
to meet you.
sorry. I was in a breakout room with just another participant, the second one. So I don't know how many breakout rooms there are, but maybe you can like put this participant in another, like with more people. I don't know if it's possible. I don't know who's managing the breakout rooms.
Say, Insaf.
Okay. So maybe Insaf, if you can. Just, thank you.
Thank you.
Hello. I think
Hello.
everyone is coming back. I think everyone is coming back
Hello.
from the room.
Hello.
Yes.
I
Hello.
think everyone is out of the room, so we can go back to continue our discussions.
Okay. Okay. So can you just share with us every room, if we can share with us the results of the workshop? What are the how you applied the fail framework?
Will it spend on the chat, Mr. Issam, or with
No,
discussion?
we can. Yeah, we can discussion. We can discuss it. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So each group we can discuss how he applied the fail model to the shared scenario.
Sonia, you can start.
Sorry.
I was saying, Sonia, you can start.
Okay. Okay. I'm not affected to a group, but I will start. It may be a value proposition. The value proposition is weak or unclear. So artisans can be asked, how does this increase my income, or why should I spend time learning this? So we can do an action. We can identify one concrete benefit, example, better product quality, faster production, or access to buyers. We can also conduct an action with interviews with artisans who dropped out or never engage, an action with interviews from 10 to 15 minutes to analyze feedbacks of artisans. Another action, maybe a wrong target user first, individual to artisans instead of cooperative, or rural artisans before urban or semi-urban ones. So we can redefine an early adopter profile to target this project. So it may be these actions to redefine the idea of project or the value proposition of this product, to encourage the startups to another way for their project. It may be.
Okay.
Thank you.
Other groups. So how we face it honestly. So let's face things honestly. So what did you find in the first letter of the framework, which is the face it honestly? Hello?
Sonia? Or the rest?
The
Can you
startup,
please?
the persons should face the
Yes.
failure and should analyze.
Yes. No, I'm talking about
the
other
facts.
groups, Sonia. Other groups.
Okay. Okay. I'm sorry.
So other groups, if you can share with us how you use the framework. Yes, Mehdi, go ahead.
Yes, so I think face it is actually it's the most difficult part, because to acknowledge the failure and then to detach emotionally from it is kind of difficult at first, but it's kind of liberating because this opens your eyes on the real things that you need to do next. So this is how I see it. So I think it's kind of requires some preparing the other person in front of you to just get like detached from the project that will allow to move forward. So this is how I see it. Over.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, anyone else? Any other group to share with us? Or to apply the FAIL framework to this situation? Okay, so let's discuss it together. Can you see my my presentation?
Yes, we can see it again.
Yes. Okay. So yeah, this was the scenario. So as we said, so let's apply the FAIL model. So face it honestly. Face it honestly is the user engagement the thing, the reality check is one, the user engagement is far below expectations. Okay, it is not as expected. So we need to accept as a second point that marketing isn't the real issue. The marketing is not the issue. Okay, the product doesn't match artisan needs. It is not marketing in this situation. Okay, and within the emotion, there is a team frustration and there is investment pressure and self-doubt. So this is the face it. This is what are the elements in this situation that are going wrong. Now let's move to the A, to the analyze. So the target users, which has artisans, we need to do tutorials to be designed in order to advanced designers, not beginners. So the tutorials was made for advanced people, not the lowest or the beginners. And the app lacks of local language and options of community interaction. So this was the analyze of the situation, what went wrong. So now let's integrate the learning, the letter I. It's a new understanding of success requirements. What are the success criteria we are going to put? And blend the new digital tools with the human touch. We need to do a strategic shift to create a small hybrid learning circles where everyone can learn from the other. Okay? Use some offline workshops supported by the app. Okay, and finally, the operational change. We need to simplify the UX design. We need to integrate languages that artisans can understand, maybe an Arabic and French language, or maybe dialectical language like Darija, Shilha, and whatsoever. Okay, and use local monitors in order to let them do so, and leverage. So we need to create a pilot of 3 local hubs with artisans, cooperatives, and to test the new traction, and also finally communicate and publish transparently what went wrong. So this was the applied framework that we can apply to this scenario. Yes, Mr. Majdi. Mr. Majdi?
giving me the word. Excuse me. So thank you. Appreciate. I just want to add that I didn't join any group yet, but I have an answer if you allow to me.
Yeah, of course. Go ahead.
So, which about... Thank you. So, what about face the facts? So, let me tell that Artify did not reach a product market. So, that will not fit. So, users' adoption is very low. So, their feedbacks will show the app is too technical and not aligned with artisans' real needs. That's a fact that we need all to acknowledge. And resources are almost exhausted. So we need to ignore or to get the mindset of nurturing this signal with increase their losses. They will not be in their advantage. And the problem is not the idea, but the execution and the position. It's all that matter. The platform focused on digital tutorials and digital facts and digital knowledge and the innovation 4.0, which, while artisans value simplicity, practical guidance, it's an old-fashioned or an old school with the antiquity and local resilience market target us to the users. Their expectation, it will not be a digital marketing. Not yet. Not that this mindset is not already improved in their progressing commercial or progressing industry. That business needs to be developed with a new mindset that the handcraft, this kind of art, it's not digital. It will always need to be adopted to their first knowledge. That's how to do it, how I can commercial, how I can sell it, and how I can prove to the people that will buy this stuff from me, is it a good product? It will not be a digital which will bring us to the e-commerce. It will be take the product, taste it, have a good knowledge about it, and if you would, you can buy it.
Exactly.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Majdi, for yeah, it is absolutely a thing. So you see now how the framework is working and how we can turn emotional failure into something practical. So what the fail model you just experienced in a real life, what the fail model does. The fail model or the fail framework turns emotion into action. Okay, so at first we have this emotion, we are uncomfortable, and this frame, apply it well and right, we head from emotions to actions. Okay, so we saw how things work. Now let's discover how safe to fail matters. Imagine making the long jump from a bridge and you are make our learners. So the learners in our classrooms, in our workshops, we need to equip them with a rope attached to their feet in order to let them fail safely. Okay? So what happened when learners the errors are hidden? They did not come up with the brilliant, with the creative solutions. They come up with safety options and they stop learning. But when they fail, safe to fail, the behavior change. So we have more creative risks. They take creative risks. They share even incomplete ideas because they are safe. And they reflect honestly on the mistakes. And finally, they learn faster and deeper. So we, as trainers, we need to make a safe space for our learners, for our students. So how we can do that? How we really can do that? So let's move from a classroom filled with fear of failure to a classroom that has a freedom to fail. Has a freedom to learn. Okay, so these are the things we need to agree on as trainers in order to come to, to do the job from a fear of failure to a freedom to learn. Create or craft what we call a failure-friendly classrooms. Okay, so in this kind of classrooms, the efforts and the iteration is rewarded. We do not reward perfection, because if we reward perfection, so we put them into fear of failure. But when we reward efforts and iteration, it is a better place to come up with creative ideas. As trainers, also, we need to encourage try, reflect, and try again cycles, rather than this is not the good answer. We need to normalize mistakes through modeling. Instead of saying, what is the mistake? And say, okay, tell us, what did you learn from that? So the topic for the student will be, here's what I learned when this went wrong. So you turn the situation upside down into, it is not the correct answer. I'm expecting you to give me the right answer, or the right to have the right solution for the exercise. Is let them express themselves on what are the items, or what are the challenges, what are the lessons they learned from this. And believe me, when they say this out loud, it sticks to the mind. We need to use a feedback focused on the behavior, not the identity. We don't care who does a mistake or who did the mistake, but we need to have a feedback focused behavior on behavior, how they behave facing a challenge. Right answer. Okay? Guidelines for these classrooms. Okay? So let's reflect on our teaching experience and identify. So to make failure friendly by learning, what we need to do is start small. Give them one activity, a routine of reflection. We need to debrief openly after feedbacks. What went wrong? Let's debrief. Let's talk out loud, all together. Okay? We need to model their own learnings and mistakes. We need to make them as a model. And given space for a second tries. This is not the correct things to do. Okay, you have a second try. What will you do different? And finally, celebrate persistence, but not perfection. What we need to celebrate is the ability to start over again. We need to celebrate resilience. We need to celebrate people that are making a bigger effort every time, but not people that give us the right, or not learners that give us the right or the perfect answer to a situation. Okay? And I'm going to finish with, a safe classroom isn't really where no one fails, but it is where everyone dares. If your students dare to express themselves, if your students dare to do things unexpectable, if your students dare to say that I failed and I will do it different, and this is how I'll make it work. I think this is where we can really have a safe space for our students. Okay? We are going to move to the key takeaways of this learning, of this session. So, resilience, as we said, is practiced, not preached. It is practiced. We need to practice it. Only when we make the right questions, when we put the right questions, when we analyze, when we reflect. The adaptability grows in safe to fail spaces. When we create a safe to fail space or safe to fail classroom, we have more leverage. We have more, it's like we are putting a seed to a new plant that can be grown. We can use the fail model in order to turn emotion into action and to make things really move forward objectively. Collaboration amplifies recovery because failure is a heavy state on the emotions. So when we collaborate, we amplify the recovery, we integrate the best practices, and every fall is a rehearsal for a future of success. So at the end, I hope you enjoyed this session. And at the end, I really want to make a new statement for everyone on one thing you will change in the next training experience you will have. I will let you, in a quick words, answer this question. My commitments from now on, one thing I'll change in how I train from today is. What will you change in your training processes? And I would like to hear your thoughts, just to fill in the gaps. One thing I'll change in how I train from today is. One word. I would love to hear you.
Any inputs?
We have some inputs on the chat, so maybe we can read. For example, Mehdi Bati said that make sure to create a safer space for learners so they dare to take risk. Any other thoughts?
Yes, please, you can write it on the chat, maybe a small reflection, so that we can close the session with your commitments, call to action.
We have Sonia also that said that to add failure framework.
Mm-hmm.
I will also say the same thing personally. So the fail framework, phase, analyze, integrate, and leverage was so important, and I think we have to embed this framework into our way to confront or face the different problems that we have to solve for every day.
And also from my end, and the commitment I took is what I change is the pursuing of perfection. This is one.
Yes.
Because we all tend to seek for the perfect answer. And the second one is I'll change is to make a safe space for everybody to experiment.
Mm-hmm.
From my end, this is my two commitments. Is one, stop seeking for the perfect answer. And the second is leverage and create safe spaces for learners to experiment, to fail. And finally, success is stumbling from failure to failure with no loss of enthusiasm. And this is what Winston Churchill is teaching us. Thank you so much for this session. I was really happy to share these insights and to discuss together. If you have any questions, you're welcome.
Yes, thank you so much, Issam. Personally, I think it was a very fruitful session. It made me reflect on I'm not in school anymore, but the importance of sharing the possibility to fail in school. I think it's fantastic to just even put that in the classroom. Yeah, very deep. And thank you so much for your time and for your lecture. And we open the floor for questions if someone wants to ask anything.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So you welcome any questions. You want to discuss something further, please do.
People are saying on the chat, very constructive. Thank you. Thank you beaucoup. Naima, Selwa.
It was really very interesting, Mr. Issam.
Thank you so much.
As the session we get in UMC Space was very interesting.
Thank
So we did learn new things, and it's always a pleasure to meet all the group and to share knowledge and to learn new things. So thank you very much. I did appreciate a lot.
Same for me. Thank you so much for your interactions, for sharing your ideas. You know, we can grow as individuals, not as trainers, by sharing ideas, by integrating all the best practices we can do all together. We have a strong and big mission, which is to transmit the real values to our students, to the new entrepreneurs, to the new Steve Jobs, to the new Elon Musks, to the new, to the new Jeff Bezos over there, and to new Celia Zami, to new everyone. We want to see Moroccans, entrepreneurs, really scoring and rising high because we have the potential, we have the ideas, and we have also the safe space to do so. And we, as a trainers, I think we have the biggest responsibility and also the pleasure and the tools to make the new Steve Jobs and new shining founders. And I really believe that we all can, with our knowledge, with our sharing, and with the hearts, the clean hearts we have. Thank you so much, Selwa, for your interaction.
Thank you so much.
Thanks
to you. Bye-bye.
Yes. Are there any more questions? Okay, so I think we can close the session. Thank you so much, Mr. Issam. It was fantastic. And thank you, Insaf, also. The recording will be made available for you in a few days within the Pulse course and the Pulse YouTube channel. So you can rewatch it if you were not able to fully watch it. You can review everything. Thank you so much,
Thank you,
everyone.
guys.
Thank you so much, Mr. Issam. Thank you, Enrique. Thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Have a nice day. Shukran.
Thanks. Bye-bye.